It's an honor to be here with you today. I want to start our conversation by delving into a topic that has become increasingly relevant in our fast-paced, technology-driven world: digital minimalism. Now, what exactly is digital minimalism? Imagine walking into your home and finding only the things that bring you joy and add value to your life, Marie Kondo style. Well, digital minimalism is like applying that same philosophy to our digital lives. It's about intentionally curating our online spaces and being mindful of the role technology plays in our daily existence. But let's be honest, when was the last time you felt truly present without the constant ping of notifications pulling you away? We're living in an era of unprecedented connectivity, but the flip side of that coin is the growing concern about digital overwhelm. Just the other day, I found myself caught in the crossfire of a group chat that seemed to have a life of its own. Ding after ding, I could feel my stress levels rising. It's like my phone was holding me hostage. Can anyone relate? I thought so. It's not just about the constant bombardment of messages. It's the feeling that we're always on, always connected. The concern here is not just about missing out on the latest meme or trending topic. It's about missing out on our lives. Now, why does this matter? Why should we care about digital minimalism and intentionally shaping our relationship with technology? Well, my friends, it's because our well-being is at stake. Picture this. You're at a family dinner, and instead of engaging in meaningful conversations, everyone's eyes are glued to their screens. Sound familiar? When our technology use becomes mindless, we risk sacrificing the very connections that make life rich and fulfilling. I remember a time when my daughter said, "Mom, can we have a phone-free night?" And let me tell you, it was a wake-up call. We spent the evening playing board games, laughing, and truly connecting. It made me realize how easy it is to let our devices rob us of those precious moments. It turns out that vulnerability and screen time have something in common. They both require courage to face head-on. So today, as we explore the landscape of digital minimalism, let's remember that it's not about rejecting technology, but reclaiming our lives. It's about finding the balance between staying connected and staying present. Are you ready to dive in with me? The impact of digital clutter. Now, let's journey into the impact of digital clutter, the invisible weight we carry in the form of countless emails, notifications, and apps vying for our attention. Have you ever felt that rush of anxiety when you see the little red notification dot on your phone? It's like a constant reminder of an ever-growing to-do list. Each notification a demand on your time and energy. We've become slaves to the digital clutter, and it's taking a toll on our mental health. I recently spoke to a friend who described the feeling of being overwhelmed by the sheer volume of emails flooding her inbox. It was as if the digital noise was drowning out her ability to focus on what truly mattered. Can you relate? It's not just about the quantity, though. It's the quality of our attention that's at stake. Digital clutter fragments our focus, making it difficult to engage deeply with the present moment. We find ourselves in a constant state of partial attention, never fully immersed in the experiences that shape our lives. But the impact of digital clutter extends beyond our individual well-being. It seeps into the fabric of our relationships and social connections. Think about the last time you had a heart-to-heart conversation with someone without your phone buzzing in the background. I get it. It's tough. We live in a culture that often prioritizes quantity over quality, the quick like over the meaningful conversation. But here's the truth. Digital clutter in our social interactions leads to shallow connections. I remember attending a gathering where everyone was present physically, but emotionally, we were scattered across various virtual landscapes. One friend was scrolling through Instagram, another replying to work emails. It hit me. We were together, but somehow alone, trapped in the paradox of hyperconnectivity and disconnection. So, my friend, let's reflect on the impact of digital clutter, on our minds, on our relationships, and on the essence of what it means to be truly present. As we navigate this cluttered digital landscape, remember that intentional choices can lead to profound transformations. Are you ready to clear some space for what truly matters? Principles of digital minimalism. Now, as we confront the clutter, it's time to explore the principles of digital minimalism, the guiding lights that help us navigate this transformative journey. Digital minimalism is not about drastic measures or deprivation. It's about intentional, purposeful choices. So let's dive into these principles, starting with the first: mindful consumption. Principle 1. Mindful consumption. Mindful consumption challenges us to be discerning about the digital tools we invite into our lives. It's about asking ourselves, does this app or service align with my values? Does it contribute positively to my well-being? I once found myself mindlessly scrolling through a social media feed, and suddenly I realized how draining it was. The content wasn't adding any real value to my life. That was a wake-up call. Mindful consumption means being intentional about what we allow into our digital spaces. Principle 2. Digital declutter. Now, let's talk about the second principle: digital declutter. Just as we declutter our physical spaces, we need to declutter our digital lives. This involves organizing our digital spaces, clearing out unnecessary apps, and streamlining our online activities. Do you have a phone filled with apps you haven't used in months? It's like a digital junk drawer. Digital decluttering is about creating space for what truly matters, digitally and emotionally. Armed with these principles, let's explore how we can implement digital minimalism in our daily lives. Are you ready to roll up your sleeves and make intentional choices? It's not about a grand gesture. It's about small, consistent steps. Join me in this journey as we set boundaries, redefine communication, and rediscover the joy of being truly present. Implementing digital minimalism in daily life. Now, let's dig into the nitty-gritty of implementing digital minimalism in our daily lives. It's about taking intentional actions that align with our values, creating a space for meaningful connection and presence. Setting boundaries. The first step? Setting boundaries. Picture this: carving out designated tech-free times in your day. Whether it's during meals, family gatherings, or those precious moments before bedtime, create pockets of time where your attention is fully present, without the digital distractions. I know it's easier said than done. I've been there, sitting at the dinner table with my family, phones buzzing left and right. It took courage to say, you know what? Phones down. Let's connect. It's not about being anti-technology. It's about being pro-connection. Redefining communication. Next, let's talk about redefining communication. Digital minimalism encourages us to prioritize quality over quantity in our social interactions. It's about moving beyond the superficial likes and comments to engage in more meaningful conversations. Think about the last text message you received. Was it a quick exchange or a heartfelt conversation? In a world saturated with emojis and abbreviations, let's rediscover the power of genuine face-to-face communication. Rediscovering face-to-face communication. And that brings us to our final point: rediscovering face-to-face communication. In a digital age, we've become accustomed to screens mediating our interactions. Digital minimalism challenges us to break free from that pattern, to look up from our devices and truly see one another. A while back, I attended a gathering where we all agreed to leave our phones at the door. The result? A room full of people engaged in real conversations, laughter, and genuine connection. It was a powerful reminder that the most meaningful moments happen when we're fully present. Overcoming challenges. Now let's face the reality. Embracing digital minimalism isn't always a smooth ride. There are challenges to navigate, hurdles to overcome. But as we confront these obstacles, remember that vulnerability and courage play key roles in this journey. Challenge 1. Dealing with FOMO, fear of missing out. First up, the classic adversary, FOMO, the fear of missing out. In a world where every notification feels like a ticket to an exclusive event, how do we cope with the anxiety of potentially missing something significant? I remember feeling FOMO during a weekend social media detox. The world continued spinning, parties happened, and memes were shared. But here's the thing, I didn't miss out on the things that truly mattered. Overcoming FOMO requires a shift in perspective, a reminder that the richness of life lies in the present moment, not in the virtual. Challenge 2. Navigating professional demands. Next, let's talk about the professional demands that often pull us into the digital whirlwind. Emails, virtual meetings, and the constant pressure to be available 24/7. How do we navigate the demands of our professional lives while maintaining our sanity? I've been there, buried under an avalanche of emails. But here's the truth. Setting clear boundaries and communicating them is an act of self-respect. It's about saying, I'm here to do excellent work, but I also value my well-being. It takes courage, my friends, but it's worth it. Challenge 3. Social pressure and expectations. Lastly, the challenge of social pressure and expectations. In a culture where constant connectivity is often equated with success and popularity, how do we resist the external pressures to conform? It's like walking against the current, isn't it? But remember, embracing digital minimalism isn't a rejection of technology or a judgment on others' choices. It's a personal decision aligned with your values. The vulnerability lies in standing firm in your choices, even when the world around you may not fully understand. So, as we navigate these challenges, let's equip ourselves with the tools and resources that can support us on this journey. Just as we need a compass in the wilderness, these resources can guide us through the sometimes unpredictable terrain of digital minimalism. Tools and resources. Now let's explore the tools and resources that can serve as our guiding lights on this digital minimalism journey. It's not about reinventing the wheel, but rather finding the compass that aligns with our unique paths. Digital detox apps. First on our list, digital detox apps. These handy tools help you track and manage your screen time, sending gentle reminders when it's time to step away from the digital world. It's like having a mindful friend in your pocket, nudging you towards a healthier balance. I tried one of these apps, and let me tell you, the first day's notification felt like a gentle tap on the shoulder. By day 3, it was more like a firm but friendly shove. Sometimes we need that external reminder to stay true to our intentions. Mindfulness apps. Next up, mindfulness apps. In the chaos of the digital realm, these apps offer moments of serenity. Guided meditations, breathing exercises, and gentle reminders to be present. They're like a digital oasis in the midst of the constant buzz. I remember a particularly hectic week when I turned to a mindfulness app for solace. It was a game changer. The notifications became a signal to pause, take a deep breath, and recenter. It's incredible how a few minutes of mindfulness can shift the entire trajectory of your day. Support communities. Finally, let's talk about support communities. Whether online or in person, these communities provide a space for individuals embracing digital minimalism to share their experiences, seek advice, and offer encouragement. It's like having a tribe that understands the challenges and triumphs of this journey. The power of community is profound. When you feel the tug of FOMO or the weight of expectations, having a supportive community can be a game changer. Knowing you're not alone in this journey makes all the difference. Armed with these tools and resources, let's turn our attention to the next crucial step, measuring progress. How do we know if we're on the right path? Let's explore the metrics of a thriving digital minimalism practice. Measuring progress. Now, as we embark on this journey of digital minimalism, it's essential to have markers to measure our progress. Let's delve into the metrics of a thriving digital minimalism practice, ensuring that we stay aligned with our intentions, reflecting on personal growth. First and foremost, reflecting on personal growth. Ask yourself, how has your relationship with technology evolved? Are you more present in your daily life? Has your sense of well-being improved? These questions provide a compass for assessing the internal shifts that often accompany a commitment to digital minimalism. I remember the first time I consciously set my phone aside during a family dinner. It felt awkward at first, but over time that discomfort transformed into a sense of liberation. Reflecting on these personal milestones is like taking inventory of our growth. It's both empowering and motivating, adjusting and refining practices. The second metric, adjusting and refining practices. Digital minimalism is a dynamic journey, not a rigid set of rules. It's about constantly reassessing what works for you and adapting your approach accordingly. I'm known for being a researcher, but even I had to adjust my practices along the way. What worked for me a year ago might not be as effective today. It's about being flexible, acknowledging that our needs and circumstances change, and being kind to ourselves as we evolve. Now, with our tools in hand and a clear understanding of how to measure progress, let's cast our gaze to the future. How will digital minimalism evolve as technology continues to advance? And what role will intentional technology use play in our lives? Future outlook. Now, let's turn our gaze to the future. A future where technology continues to evolve and our relationship with it evolves in tandem. What does this future outlook hold for digital minimalism and intentional technology use? Evolving technology and its impact on digital minimalism. First, let's consider the evolving landscape of technology. With each innovation and advancement, our digital world transforms. It's crucial for us to stay vigilant, to adapt our digital minimalism practices to the ever-shifting technological terrain. I recently read about a new wave of wearable technology designed to seamlessly integrate into our daily lives. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? On one hand, convenience. On the other, the potential for increased digital intrusion. As technology evolves, so must our mindfulness in navigating its impact. Shifting societal attitudes. Now let's consider the societal landscape. How will attitudes towards intentional technology shift in the years to come? Will we see a collective movement towards more mindful, purposeful engagement with our digital tools? It's a bit like predicting the weather, isn't it? But here's what I believe. As more individuals experience the profound benefits of intentional technology use, we'll witness a cultural shift. The value of deep, meaningful connection and presence will become a collective priority. So, my friends, as we navigate this future landscape, let's carry the principles of digital minimalism with us. Let's stay mindful of our consumption, declutter our digital spaces, and forge intentional connections in a world that often tempts us to do the opposite. In closing, remember that vulnerability and courage are your allies on this journey. Embrace the discomfort of change, celebrate the victories, and know that you're not alone in this pursuit of a more intentional, purposeful digital life.